Good morning, my all dear students. I am Jerry Wheeler, your economics teacher for class 12th, and today I am going to teach you about numerical questions, how to solve numerical questions through value added method. So, I have given these questions in home assignment. I hope you have solved those questions, and if you have solved and if you have doubt, maybe your answer is not matching with the answer given in the question, so you can see this solution and then you can solve the question. Okay, let's see the question. From the following data relating to a firm, calculates its net value added at factor cost. So first of all, we have to find it what we have to find out. Here they are saying calculate its net value added at factor cost. So what is this? Net value, V for value and A for added at what? At factor cost. It means they are talking about NVA at FC. What they're talking about? NVA at FC. And NVA FC we can say at NDP at FC also. There is no you can say no differences there. The same thing. Either you can say NVA at FC, either you can say NDP at FC. Okay. So we have to find out here what? NVA at FC. Let's check the items which are given in the question. Here given what? Depreciation, that is rupees 40 lakh, because it is given in lakh, rupees in lakh. Subsidy given 55 lakh. Sales given 1200 lakh. Closing stock given 30 lakh. Opening stock given 45 lakh. Exports given 150 lakh. Import of raw material given 80 lakh. Intermediate purchase is given 700, and purchase of machinery for own use given 300 lakh. So these are the items which are given in the question. So first of all, we have to find GVA at MP, or you can say GDP at MP, by using our value added method. Our value added method says that, if you remember, that formula is what? Value of output minus intermediate consumption. Value of output minus intermediate consumption. Now if you remember, you have seen this one, I have explained this one, value addition, or you can say GDP at MP. By using this formula we are finding what? GDP at MP, or you can say GVA at MP. So where value of output is what? Sales plus change in stock. What is sales plus change in stock? But in case if what is given there, if it is given there domestic consumption, when domestic consumption is given, so what is the formula for intermediate consumption? Domestic consumption plus import. And when domestic sales is given, then what is the formula for value of output? Domestic sales plus change in stock plus exports. Okay, in which case when domestic sales is given. Now first of all, we have to find out that whether in this question domestic sales is given or not. So when we have seen our items, we found that domestic sale is not given. Domestic sale is not given. So there is no use of this export, and either domestic consumption also not given. Just check. Intermediate consumption is given. Intermediate purchase means intermediate consumption only. So there is no use of export here, and there is no use of import also. Understood? So they are giving these items in the question in order to confuse you. So you have to find that, you have to see first that domestic consumption or domestic sale is given or not. If domestic sales and domestic consumptions are not given, then these two items are of no use. Okay. So now you will use your basic formula only, that is value of output minus intermediate consumption, and here value of output means sales plus change in stock. Okay. So value of output, by using this one formula, what we will find out? GVA at MP, or you can say GDP at MP. Same thing only. Okay, they both mean same thing only. You can write here, or they both mean same thing. Either you can write this, either you can write this one. Now sales is given how much? Sales is given 1200 lakhs. So we have written 1200. Now change in stock. Is change in stock is given here? No, directly not given, but they have given the items of change in stock, that is closing stock and opening stock. How we will find out change in stock? By subtracting opening stock from closing stock, which means that closing stock minus opening stock. So closing stock, I have written short form, minus opening stock. So we will find out change in stock. Then intermediate consumption was given. Intermediate purchase means consumption only. How much? 700. So we written 700. So we are solving this now. So 1200 closing minus opening, this means 30 minus 45. So 30 minus 45 minus 700. We are writing this one in the one bracket because this is sales plus change in stock means value of output. So 1200, 30 minus 45 means minus 15, because 30 is small, 45 is the bigger, and is having minus sign. So it comes minus 15. and outside what, minus 700. Out of 1200, when we subtract 15, so what we will get, 1185 minus 700, we will get rupees 485 lakh as our GVA at MP, or you can say GDP at MP, same thing. Now what is the question? The question was to calculate NV at FC, and what we have found out, GDP at MP. By observing the items, we have put our formula for value added method, that is GDP at MP. So we get our GVA at MP. Now from this GVA at MP, we have to find out our net value added at factor cost. So just see here, what is there, gross value added. What is there? G means gross. It means we have to convert this gross into net. Gross into net. Now if you remember the basic formula which I have explained earlier, now it should be learned by you or memorized by you only. Okay, so if we are converting gross to net, so we have to subtract what, depreciation. What we have to subtract, depreciation. So I have written GVA at MP, this one, minus depreciation. So V is V same, A same, MP here and FC here. It means we have to convert this MP into factor cost, which means market price to factor cost. So it means that we have to subtract net indirect tax. What we have to subtract, net indirect tax. Now just check, is there depreciation given? Yes, depreciation is given there. Is there net indirect tax is given? So there directly net indirect tax is not given. So we have learned earlier that there is a formula for net indirect tax. What is that formula? Indirect tax minus subsidy. What is the formula for NIT, net indirect tax? Indirect tax minus subsidy. Just check here, indirect tax is given. No, there is no indirect tax is given, but subsidy is given. How much? 55. So if indirect tax is not given, so we can assume it as 0. So we have written here indirect tax minus subsidy, 0 minus 55 in place of this. Okay, other things we have written like this only. For 45 GVA at MP, depreciation minus 40, other minus NIT, we written in bracket 0 minus 45, indirect tax 0, subsidy minus 45. Now 485 minus 40 minus 40. Now this one, see, minus sign is there. When we subtract 55 from 0, so what will comes? Minus 55 only. Now minus 55 and outside also minus is there, so minus plus, so it becomes plus 55. Okay, don't be confused in this one. So 485 minus 40 plus 55. When we minus plus, it will be minus only, but sign will come of the bigger digit, that is 55. So 55 minus 40, 15, that is a plus sign. Now 45 plus 15, what will come? 500 lakh. What is coming answer? 500 rupees, 500 lakh is our net value added at factor cost. So I hope it is clear to you. So now move to second question, that is calculate net value added at factor cost. Again we have to find out NVA at FC. Okay, what we have to find out? NVA at FC. So check out the items which are given in the question. Intermediate cost rupees 45 crore. Now rupees in crore given. Sales given 100 crore. Purchase of machinery to be used in the production unit is one only. How much? 50 crore. Then indirect taxes are given 6 crore. Excise duty is given 3 crore. Change in stock is given 5 crore. Stock of raw material given 2 crore. What we have to find out? NVA at FC. What we have to find out? NVA at FC, or we can say NDP at FC. Same thing only. Okay. Now, so in place of this one, first as the questions are given here, so we have seen sales are given. Okay. Intermediate cost is given. So after seeing this one, or change in stock also given. After seeing these items, we come to know about value added method only, because in value added method, what is the formula? Value of output minus intermediate consumption, and where value of output means sales plus change in stock. Now just check, as I told you earlier in the previous question, first we have to check that whether their domestic consumption or domestic sales is given or not. So here neither domestic sales is given and neither domestic consumption is given, and even export and import also not given, so there is no need of checking those things. Okay, so just see what is value of output. Value of output means sales plus change in stock. Sales given 100, so 100 plus change in stock directly given here, no problem, no use of closing and opening stock when directly it is given change in stock. How much? 5 crore. So we have done 100 plus 5 minus intermediate consumption. How much given intermediate consumption? 45. Directly everything is given, so minus 45 we have done 100 plus 5, 105 minus 45, it comes 60 crore. What is comes? GVA at MP. But remember what we have to find out. We have to find out what? NVA at FC. What we have to find out? NVA at FC. So in order to convert this GVA at MP in NVA at FC, so we have to convert this gross into net. So we have to subtract what? Depreciation, and then we have to convert this MP into this FC. So we have to subtract what? NIT, which means net indirect tax. So we have written GVA at MP minus depreciation minus net indirect tax. Now GVA at MP, just we have found out how much? 60 crore. 60 crore minus depreciation. Let's check, depreciation is given in the items. No, there is no depreciation is given. So minus 0 only in place of depreciation. Then minus NIT. NIT direct is given. No, NIT directly is not given. But here what is given? Because we know that formula of net indirect tax is what? Indirect tax minus subsidy. Indirect tax is given. Subsidy is given here. No, subsidy is not given here. So we write indirect tax 6 minus 0. Okay. So what comes? We not mention this 0 here. 60 minus. Now indirect tax is what? 6 minus 0. 6 minus 0 what? 6. 60 minus 6 how much comes? 54. So it means NV at FC is how much? 54 crore. So I hope it is clear to you. So now move up to our third question, that is calculate net value added. Value added only at market price. Now here they are saying net value added at market price. Remember earlier they are asking about factor cost, but now they are asking on MP. Okay. So what are the items are given here? Sales, closing stock, opening stock, indirect tax, depreciation, intermediate consumption, purchase of raw material and rent. Some items they are giving to confuse the students. Okay. Answer already they have given 40 lakh. So we have to find the solution. Let's check whether our 40 lakh answer is coming or not. So we know the formula. That is what for value added, what we are saying, value added, or we can say GV at MP, or we can say GDP at MP, same thing only. What is the formula? Value of output minus intermediate consumption. Now what is the value of output? Two formulas are there. In case if what is given? Domestic consumption, then we use our, in case of domestic consumption is given, then we will find intermediate consumption as domestic consumption plus import. But import is given, not given. Domestic consumption is given, that is also not given. Now domestic sales is given, domestic sales not given. So therefore there is no use of export also. Okay. So just we have to put our basic formula, that is sales plus change in stock. Sales is given, yes given. Change in stock given, closing and opening given. So we will find out change in stock. So sales plus change in stock means sales is given 90 crore. Closing stock is how much? Sorry, 90 lakh. It is given in lakh, 90 lakh. And sales is given how much? 90 lakh. Then change in stock, closing stock minus opening stock. Intermediate consumption minus intermediate consumption. Now 90 closing stock was given how much? 25. Opening stock was given how much? 15 lakhs. So 15. So 25 minus 15 and minus what? Intermediate consumption. 90, 25 minus 15, 10. So 90 plus 10 minus outside 40. So 90 plus 10, 100 minus 40, it is 60 lakhs. It comes what? Our GDP at MP. What comes? GDP at MP. Or we can say GVA at MP. What we can say? GVA at MP. Or you can write in the middle. Okay, you can GV at MP also, or you can GDP at MP. Now with the help of this GDP at MP, we have to find out NDP at MP, net domestic product at market price, or you can say NVA at market price. Now just check what we have to convert here. What are the things which we need to convert here? Now gross to net, what we have to do? Gross to net. So you know that very well, when we are converting to gross to net, we have to subtract depreciation. Now V same, A same, MP same. It means only we have to subtract what? Depreciation only. So what is depreciation is given? Depreciation was given 20. So 60 minus 20, that is 40 lakh, and this is only our answer. So I hope now it is clear to you, as we have solved these many questions. So now other questions which are given in the question, you try by yourself and check whether your answer is coming or not. In case of any doubt, you can ask me freely. Okay. Thank you, class. Last, I want to say be safe and God bless you all.